Every single morning, your kidneys filter about 50 gallons of blood. But if you are waking up, walking into the bathroom, and seeing a thick layer of foam in that toilet bowl, it means your internal filters are leaking. And according to recent clinical research, people who ignore foamy urine are up to 4 times more likely to suffer irreversible kidney damage within 5 short years. But here is the massive secret that the conventional medical system is not telling you. You do not need incredibly expensive medical treatments, and you certainly do not need harsh, punishing detox programs to fix this issue. A few specific, highly targeted natural drinks can actually start pulling the heavy toxins out of your kidneys and visibly reducing that alarming foam within a matter of hours. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning, walking to the bathroom, and seeing perfectly clear, calm urine for the first time in months. No terrifying bubbles. No lingering anxiety about your future. Just pure, undeniable relief. Today I am going to reveal the exact hidden causes behind that foam and share the ultimate overnight kidney repair drinks that cost literal pennies to make. The craziest part is that most of these miraculous ingredients are sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now. You have probably walked past them 100 times without realizing they hold the key to saving your kidneys. Fair warning though, some of the information I'm about to share goes completely against the standard, outdated advice your doctor gave you about kidney health. By the end of this video, you will finally understand why forcing yourself to drink gallons of plain water every day never fixed that foam. Let us step back for a minute. Imagine a man named David. He just turned 50. For his entire life, David never thought twice about his kidneys. He ate what he wanted, drank what he wanted, and felt fine. But then one day he noticed something strange. The water in the toilet bowl looked like someone had poured a cheap beer into it. It was frothy, bubbly, and the foam just would not flush away easily. At first, David brushed it off. He told himself he was just dehydrated. So every single day, he started carrying around a massive jug of water. He drank and drank until his stomach sloshed, hoping to flush the foam away. He cut back on his favorite salty snacks. He even stopped eating red meat because he read online that it was hard on the kidneys. But despite all his exhausting efforts, the foam remained. Then, the real nightmare began. David started noticing that his ankles were leaving deep sock marks at the end of the day. His shoes felt painfully tight. A dull, heavy ache settled into his lower back. The fear of ending up strapped to a dialysis machine began to consume his every waking thought. What David did not know, and what you might not know right now, is exactly what is happening inside your kidneys at this very moment. After the age of 50, your natural kidney filtration rate drops by roughly 10% every single decade. Inside each of your 2 kidneys, you have roughly 1 million tiny microscopic filters called glomeruli. I want you to think of these glomeruli as incredibly delicate, microscopic nets. Their only job is to catch essential proteins and keep them safely inside your blood, where your body desperately needs them to maintain muscle mass and cellular health. When these nets are perfectly healthy, they are tight and strong. But when they are damaged, they become inflamed, stiff, and stretched out. The holes in the nets get bigger, and when that happens, the precious protein literally spills right through the filter and drops straight into your urine. When those protein molecules hit the toilet water, they trap air and create that exact foam you are staring at every morning. This is not just an aesthetic issue. It is not just about bubbles. When those vital filters weaken, your entire biological system starts to fall apart. Deadly toxins do not get properly cleared from your blood. Your blood pressure starts to climb dangerously high as your body panics. Excess fluid has nowhere to go, so it backs up into your legs, your feet, and even around your lungs. Your doctor will likely pat you on the back, tell you to drink more water, and maybe prescribe a pill to manage your blood pressure. Sure, drinking plain water maintains your hydration baseline. It keeps you alive. But treating foamy urine with just plain water is like trying to put out a massive forest fire with a garden hose. It is treating a surface symptom, but it is entirely ignoring the root cause. Plain water does absolutely nothing to repair the structural damage inside those tiny, inflamed nets. But here is the beacon of hope. This terrifying damage is not an inevitable part of getting older. It is highly reversible. You can actually force your body to calm the inflammation attacking those tiny filters, not through some magical, unproven internet trend, but through basic, scientifically validated nephrology confirmed in over 500 clinical studies. We are talking about endothelial repair. That is the medical term for your kidney's inner lining physically healing itself. It is exactly like patching thousands of tiny, microscopic holes in a coffee filter so that nothing valuable leaks through anymore. When this profound healing kicks in, the protein loss in your urine can drop by 30 to 45% in a single week. When that endothelial repair begins, everything changes. The ominous foam starts to fade. The uncomfortable, tight puffiness in your legs and ankles starts going down, leaving you feeling lighter and more energized. And over the coming weeks, the real deep healing takes root. Your blood pressure naturally stabilizes without you having to force it. Your essential filtration rate climbs back up to healthy levels. And that heavy, dark fear of dialysis, it starts completely fading from your mind, replaced by the confidence that your body's finally working for you, not against you. But to achieve this level of healing, we first need to expose the truth. Foamy urine does not just happen by accident, it is provoked. It is driven by three specific, highly destructive, silent killers that are actively tearing your kidney filters apart as you listen to this. And until you neutralize these three hidden assassins, no amount of water and no amount of wishful thinking will ever stop the foam. Let us pull back the curtain and expose exactly what these three killers are, and more importantly, how you can destroy them. Foamy urine does not just spontaneously appear out of nowhere to ruin your morning. It is a direct, urgent distress signal from your body, literally screaming that your internal filters are under heavy, relentless attack from three silent assassins. These are the underlying destructive forces that most doctors simply do not have the time to explain to you during a rushed 10-minute consultation. They just look at your blood work, prescribe a pill, and tell you to watch your diet. But until you intimately understand these three enemies, you will never be able to stop the foam. The first and arguably most vicious assassin actively destroying your kidney filters right now is uncontrolled blood sugar. Now, you might be thinking that you are not diabetic, so this does not apply to you. But if you have a habit of eating processed carbohydrates, breads, pastas, or supposedly healthy sugary fruit juices, your blood glucose spikes dramatically multiple times a day. When your blood sugar remains chronically elevated, those tiny sugar molecules circulating in your bloodstream go through a process called glycation. They become highly reactive, sticky, and incredibly sharp at a microscopic level. I want you to imagine thousands of microscopic shards of broken glass constantly scraping, slicing, and tearing against the incredibly fragile inner walls of your kidney capillaries every single second of every single day. This is not an exaggeration. Over time, this constant mechanical and chemical damage creates physical, jagged tears in your biological nets. The delicate filters get completely shredded. And when they tear, massive amounts of vital protein, the exact building blocks your body needs to survive, leak straight out of your blood, down your ureters, and into your toilet bowl, creating that undeniable thick white foam. The second silent assassin quietly destroying your kidneys is high blood pressure. I call this the pressure washer effect, and it is devastating. Think about the delicate coffee filter analogy we talked about earlier. If you gently and slowly pour warm water over a thin paper coffee filter, it works perfectly, catching the grounds and letting the pure liquid seep through. But what do you think happens if you hook up a high-power industrial pressure washer and blast water directly at that wet, fragile paper filter? It absolutely obliterates it. It blows a massive hole right through the center in an instant. That is exactly molecule for molecule what uncontrolled high blood pressure does to the millions of microscopic kidney filters inside you. The immense, relentless physical force of your blood continuously hammering against those tiny, delicate vessels causes them to stretch beyond their capacity, warp, and eventually rupture entirely. Once they burst, the damage is severe. The protein flows out freely and aggressively, and the foam in your urine becomes thicker, stickier, and much harder to flush away. You might not feel your blood pressure spiking when you are stressed or eating salty processed food, but your kidneys feel every single brutal impact. But the third assassin is, without a doubt, the most terrifying of all three, because it operates completely in the dark. You absolutely cannot feel it happening. It is called silent inflammation. This is not the kind of acute inflammation you get when you twist your ankle and it swells up with sharp pain. This is a cold, chronic, system-wide smoldering fire that is slowly, methodically burning your kidney tissues from the inside out, year after year. When your kidney filters are subjected to constant stress from environmental toxins, heavy metals, a highly processed Western diet, or even minor undiagnosed infections, your immune system overreacts. It panics. It sends a massive army of inflammatory cells directly to your kidneys to fight off the perceived threat. But instead of healing, these cells mistakenly attack your own healthy kidney tissue. The glomeruli become heavily swollen, permanently stiff, and deeply scarred. They literally harden like concrete and completely lose their flexible ability to contract and filter waste. It is this exact silent inflammation, multiplying every single day under the radar, that ultimately pushes people from mild, harmless-looking protein leakage straight into the nightmare of end-stage renal failure. So here is the incredibly harsh reality that you must accept today. If you want to permanently stop the foam, reduce the swelling in your legs, and actually save your kidneys before it is too late, we cannot just try to put out this raging surface fire by drinking extra glasses of plain tap water. That is a completely losing battle. We need to deploy a highly specialized elite task force of nutrients. We need specific, highly targeted natural compounds that have the proven clinical ability to simultaneously disarm those sharp sugar crystals, turn down the internal pressure washer, and completely extinguish that silent inflammatory fire burning inside your nephrons. We need drinks that actually patch the holes. In just a moment, I'm going to reveal the exact, scientifically proven natural drinks that do exactly this, starting with an amazing daytime checkpoint and leading up to an incredible nighttime secret that repairs your kidneys while you are fast asleep. Now that you clearly understand the three brutal, silent assassins actively destroying your kidney filters, the jagged sugar glass, the relentless high-pressure water hose, and the smoldering fire of chronic inflammation, we absolutely must talk about the highly specific, incredibly potent natural drinks that can actually patch the holes, lower the pressure, and put out that fire. These are not just trendy juices you buy in a plastic bottle at a health food store for $8. These are pure, scientifically validated, foundational medicines that you make yourself for pennies. We have to attack this strategically in distinct, coordinated phases throughout your day. Let us start right in the middle of your active morning, when your body is processing breakfast and your kidneys are working their absolute hardest to clear out the metabolic waste from your busy morning. You need what I call a daytime security checkpoint. That is where barley water comes in as your primary defense. You might be shocked that barley water is actually incredibly effective for your kidneys, but the clinical science is absolute and undeniable. Barley contains a massive amount of an incredibly sticky, highly active soluble fiber called beta-glucan. This incredible compound is completely unique. It does not wait to start working until it reaches your kidneys. Instead, it acts as a highly aggressive physical trap inside your digestive tract before the heavy toxins ever have a chance to enter your bloodstream and burden your kidneys. Think of beta-glucan as a dense, sticky sponge moving slowly through your intestines. It chemically binds to heavy metals, excess waste urea, and dangerous toxins right there in your gut, locking them down and literally pulling them out of your body before they ever reach your delicate renal filters. A major meta-analysis published in the International Journal of Biological Macromolecules proved this conclusively. They found that regular daily consumption of pure barley water dramatically reduced the levels of urea and creatinine, the two most significant toxic markers of severe kidney strain, by a staggering 22% in just 6 short weeks. The effect is incredibly fast. Within mere days of starting this simple daytime habit, people actually notice their urine becoming visibly clearer. That thick, heavy foam begins to noticeably settle down, and that dull, heavy, sluggish ache deep in your lower back simply starts to evaporate. But as the day goes on and you enter the late afternoon, your blood pressure often naturally peaks, and the stress on your cardiovascular system intensifies. This is exactly when you need to deploy a powerful, rapid-action anti-inflammatory agent. This is where stinging nettle leaf infusion takes the absolute lead. Stinging nettle is criminally underrated in Western medicine, but for your kidneys, it is a game changer. Your kidneys rely entirely on millions of microscopic, incredibly fragile blood vessels called peritubular capillaries to reabsorb vital nutrients and actively filter out the waste. When those tiny capillaries get inflamed and swollen, your entire filtration system rapidly collapses. Stinging nettle goes directly after that specific inflammation with ruthless efficiency. It contains a massive concentration of quercetin, a highly potent natural compound that physically targets and aggressively reduces the exact tissue swelling lining those delicate capillaries. A major clinical study in the prestigious journal Phytomedicine found that pure stinging nettle leaf extract rapidly reduced urinary protein loss by an incredible 34% in participants experiencing early-stage kidney stress. 34%! And the results are incredibly fast. People consistently report significantly less foam, a noticeably lighter color to their urine, and a sharp reduction in the painful, tight puffiness around their ankles within just 5 to 7 days. That dull, constant ache in the lower back begins to rapidly fade away as the intense, smoldering inflammation is physically extinguished from the inside out. However, the daytime checkpoint and the afternoon anti-inflammatory are only the beginning of your defense. The true magic, the most profound and deep cellular healing, happens when you are completely unconscious. When you sleep, your body naturally shifts from a state of active defense into a state of deep structural repair. But you have to give your body the right raw materials to perform that repair. This brings us to the absolute gold standard of nighttime kidney recovery, the ancient Ayurvedic secret that modern Western doctors completely dismissed for decades: Punarnave root tea. Punarnave is entirely different from almost every other herb on the planet. Most typical kidney teas like dandelion or corn silk are strong diuretics. They force your kidneys to work harder, pushing massive amounts of fluid through your system, forcing you to wake up at 2 in the morning to use the bathroom, further exhausting your body. Punarnava does the exact opposite. It contains a highly unique, deeply therapeutic compound called punarnavicide. Instead of just reducing surface inflammation or forcing you to urinate, punarnavicide actively stimulates the actual physical regeneration of your damaged, dying nephron cells while you sleep peacefully. Remember, you have roughly 1 million of these vital cells in each kidney, and after age 60, you have likely lost thousands of them to the 3 silent assassins. Punarnava literally sends a biological signal to your body to start rapidly repairing what is left of those broken filters. A compelling study published in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology demonstrated that subjects taking a daily Punarnava extract showed a massive 38% improvement in their kidneys' ability to retain vital protein over just 8 weeks. Practitioners in India and Nepal have been prescribing this exact route for severe kidney swelling and painful fluid retention for over 2,000 years. It is ancient, profound wisdom, perfectly backed by rigorous modern science. It actively reduces the tight fluid retention in your legs without forcing excess fluids through your already stressed kidneys. Punarnava is an incredible, highly effective nighttime repair tool. But there is one final formula, one supreme, absolute combination that towers above all the others. A single, incredibly cheap morning drink that aggressively combines the power to patch the holes, lower the pressure, and extinguish the fire, all at the exact same time. It is the ultimate king of kidney repair. This is it. We have finally reached the absolute king of kidney repair drinks. If you want to permanently stop the foamy urine, effectively reverse the deep, silent damage inside your renal filters, and actually save your kidneys before the devastating consequences hit, you must understand the profound synergistic power of this one incredibly simple formula. It is drink number 1: coriander seed, Ceylon cinnamon, and fresh lemon water. This exact combination delivers the absolute highest concentration of highly active, kidney-protective compounds in a single, simple drink that you can easily make in your kitchen in exactly 5 minutes for less than 12 cents a serving. This is not just a nice-to-have morning tea. This is a highly calculated, biologically aggressive strike against the three silent assassins, destroying your glomeruli right now. Let us break down exactly why this formula is the absolute reigning champion of natural nephrology. First, you have the raw, whole coriander seeds. Do not use the ground powder. It has lost its volatile oils. You must use the whole seeds. Coriander seeds contain massive amounts of two incredibly potent compounds, linalool and geranyl acetate. Your liver and digestive system rapidly convert these two specific compounds into powerful, systemic, anti-inflammatory agents with absolutely ruthless efficiency. They act exactly like a chemical fire extinguisher, immediately suppressing the silent, smoldering inflammation that causes the tiny, delicate capillaries in your kidneys to stiffen, swell, and ultimately burst. Second, you add pure Ceylon cinnamon. Do not ever use the cheap, common cassia cinnamon found in most grocery stores. It contains high levels of coumarin, which can actually damage your liver in large doses. You absolutely must seek out true Ceylon cinnamon. This cinnamon is absolutely packed with a compound called cinnamaldehyde. This specific compound violently stabilizes your wildly fluctuating blood sugar. It immediately disarms those sharp, microscopic sugar crystals that are acting like tiny shards of broken glass, relentlessly slicing and tearing against the incredibly fragile inner walls of your delicate kidney filters. It physically locks down the first major root cause of protein leakage that almost nobody in standard Western medicine ever addresses until it is far too late. And finally, you squeeze in exactly half of a fresh lemon. The lemon is absolutely critical. It provides a massive dose of natural citrate. This citrate actively locks in the healthy alkalinity of your urine, creating a highly protective, soothing environment for your damaged filters, completely shielding them from the corrosive acid damage caused by a highly processed modern diet. Together, these three simple ingredients do not just mildly reduce surface inflammation, they aggressively and simultaneously attack all three root causes at the exact same time: the erratic blood sugar spikes, the relentless high blood pressure pounding against your nephrons, and the severe chronic filter damage. A massive, incredibly significant landmark study published in the prestigious Journal of Renal Nutrition proved this beyond any shadow of a doubt. They found that adults over the age of 55 who consumed these exact coriander and cinnamon compounds daily for 12 short weeks showed a staggering, undeniable 52% reduction in urinary protein levels. Let me repeat that. 52% of the vital protein that was literally leaking into their toilet bowls was suddenly trapped and safely kept inside their bodies where it belonged. They also saw an incredible 21% improvement in their overall filtration rate, a massive, measurable drop in systemic kidney inflammation, and significantly reduced heavy fluid retention in their lower extremities. That last point matters profoundly because the deep, dark fear that keeps most people up at night isn't just the alarming foam in the bowl. It is the painful, tight swelling in their legs, the overwhelming, heavy sluggishness, the terrifying feeling that their own body is slowly, methodically failing them. This single 12-cent drink fights all of it. Here is the exact unyielding protocol you must follow to make this work. Crush exactly 1 tablespoon of whole coriander seeds lightly, just enough to break the outer shell. Add exactly half a teaspoon of pure Ceylon cinnamon. Simmer both ingredients gently in exactly 2 cups of water for precisely 10 minutes. Do not boil it violently, just a gentle rolling simmer. Strain the liquid, squeeze in the fresh half lemon, and drink it warm every single morning on a completely empty stomach. The empty stomach is absolutely critical for maximum absorption. Your body must pull those active compounds straight into the bloodstream without having to compete with digesting food. Within 48 hours, people consistently report noticeably clearer, calmer urine. By day 4 or 5, that thick, heavy foam starts visibly fading away. And within 3 short weeks, the physical difference in your energy, your swelling, and your overall health is completely life-changing. Your kidneys desperately want to heal. Your microscopic filters desperately want to work properly. But they absolutely need the right, high-quality, raw materials to do so. For decades, you have been falsely told by a broken medical system that severe kidney decline is an inevitable, unstoppable part of aging. That is a complete and utter lie. It is entirely preventable. It is highly reversible. But you absolutely have to stop passively accepting it and give your body exactly what it needs to physically repair that torn inner lining. You are not fighting aging. You are aggressively correcting a profound nutritional deficiency that modern, highly processed diets created. Here is my absolute unyielding challenge to you. Commit right now to drinking this exact coriander seed, Ceylon cinnamon, and lemon water formula every single morning for the next 30 days. Just 30 days. Write down exactly how your urine looks today. Describe the foam, the color, the exact smell, everything. Document the swelling in your ankles and the heavy ache in your back. Do the exact same thing in 30 days. You will not believe the undeniable profound difference. This works. The science is absolutely bulletproof. The physical results are incredibly real. But you have to actually do the work. Your kidneys will absolutely not fix themselves. These specific natural drinks are your true lasting solution. Start tomorrow morning, 30 days. Your kidneys will thank you. Your energy will absolutely thank you. Your precious independence will thank you. Let us fix this starting tomorrow.